Welcome everybody to an hour of Reaper miniature goodness. I am quite excited for tonight's show because I'm going to try something different, and it's always awesome when I try something new. These are the Reaper Miniatures Bones Black Raptors, the hunting pack. Now all I've done is I've added some sand to the base, and I've actually given all the miniatures a primer coat with ruddy brown. Now this will be perfect, and it means it's less work because my base colour is the colour that I'm going to be using for the raptors and the earth, so it's going to work fantastic. Now we've only got an hour, so I'm quickly going to say hello to everybody, and then I'm going to crack on and show you what I'm up to. So hello, of course, to Scorpler, Umbro, hope you're well, my friend. Philippe, hello. Who else is in chat? Michelle, hello. Scottish Andy, hello. Everybody's here. Michelle again. Oh, look, actually Michelle wanted to be called out twice, look. Okay, now to begin with, I am going to show off this little tool. This is from Greenstuff World, which I got from Mighty Lancer Games, and my hands are shaking for some reason. Too much coffee today, maybe? But I'm not nervous today, I'm just excited, so maybe I'm shaking because I'm excited. This is a piece of printing paper, just your ordinary printing paper. And this is your little Greenstuff World that gives you these little like ferns. So all you do is you push, and somewhere where a little tiny little fern will come out, like so. Now my idea is, before we start painting the actual miniatures, is I'm going to show you how we're going to quickly get these leaves done with our printing paper. So what I've got here is some old blister packs. I'm going to just add a couple of drops of water to each one. Now for the leaves, I want dark on one side and light on the other side. And if I do this now, by the time we get to the end of this show, I should be able to stick these leaves on to the bases of the miniature. So I'm just going to add some dark green. See, I got it in my head now. When Josh was on last stream, he said it sounded like a didgeridoo, my little pink paint mixer. Now all I can hear is a didgeridoo every time I use the chest. Sorry, Umbro. The no chest set today. The reason why I'm doing the Raptors is because it was a late call from one of my patrons saying how much he loved. One of my patrons told me how much he loves dinosaurs, so I'm painting these up for his Christmas gift. So I just thought I'd quickly make a show of it because they are absolutely fantastic little minis. But I promise I will be back to the chess set next Thursday, Umbro. Off with the didgeridoo. So what I'm doing, I'm just adding some paint to some water to thin it out. And of course, what I'm going to do now is make a mess. Now, what we'll do is just mix that paint, and we're just going to go and add it. Let me get you on. Can I see that? There we are. Let me just get you onto the paper now. It's just going along the paper. So this will dry on the radiator, and that will give the colour we want for our leaves, for our bases. And because it's on paper, it won't take long to dry. I'll just do a quick example. Okay, so I want the top of my leaves nice and light, like so. And now I'm going to go into the dark paint, and we're just going to add that to the back. It would just mean that when it dries, once I've cut out the leaves, I'll have the light and the dark on the back and the front of each of the little leaves. It just makes it a lot easier than cutting each leaf individual and then painting it afterwards. So just like this, and hopefully because I'm watered the paint down, hopefully that will soak into the paper, so when I cut out each individual leaf, you won't get a little white line going around the silhouette of the leaf. So there we are, we've got dark and light. So I'm going to let that dry. I'm going to put that on my radiator. My radiator. There you go. Stay there. And that'll dry while we are painting our raptors. Hello, Matt. Tommy. There you go. Let's give that a quick clean. Now, we have 5 raptors. Again, nice, simple, easy paint. Now, let me get some paint out. What I'm going to be doing with my raptors today is we shall be starting off with a mossy green. So we've got a dark green to begin with, and then we'll be working up to our lighter green. So again, we've got the cat's eye green, which will mix in with the dark green, and we'll just build up the tones going over the back of the raptors. Nice green. This is my favourite green, the olive green. That's a really, really nice green. The olive green, perfect for trees and all sorts of different wood effects. It just works really well. Yeah, I'm okay, Tommy. How are you? Your that mega base Tommy that you're making is incredible, absolutely massive. Still only counts as one. Okay, so today is again small miniatures, but of course I'm doing my favourite dry brushing, so everything gets done super fast. Now I'm hoping to get these 5 miniatures done in an hour. Shouldn't be no problem. So what we'll do, we're going straight into that lovely dark green, and we're going to work our way from the bottom, just the top of the thighs and the belly, so we're leaving the brown underneath. So we're going half and half, and we're just going across the whole mini, leaving that shade going along the tail. Same on the other side. Halfway down the dinosaur, or Diny. Just so you've got that half and half. We want to keep the brown underneath, and we're going for the green on top. And as you can see, I'm going one way with the brush, just going up, 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 up. So I'm pulling the paint upwards. I'm not pulling the paint down onto the bottom of the miniature. I'm keep going up with the brush. And we do that to all 5 of these. One of these I want to make an alpha male. So I think we'll make this one an alpha male. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to add some brighter colours to this one. So we'll do that one last. They're all males, but I want to make that one like the pack leader. Dinosaurs, Reaper make quite a few different nice dinosaurs. They've actually been making dinosaurs from very early on, when Reaper first began. I mean, we're talking 20 years ago. Reaper were doing metal miniatures, which were the dinosaurs. I've got some of the dinosaurs from Reaper that they did because Reaper miniatures used to do pre-painted pre-painted miniatures. And I got a few of the dinosaurs that they had pre-painted that you could buy in the blister packs. They should become quite collectible in the future, I should think. The paintwork on the pre-painted miniatures wasn't fantastic, but for people who wanted to collect miniatures that were pre-painted, it was a very good idea. I don't know why they stopped doing the pre-painted miniatures. I haven't seen them on their website for quite a few years now, or maybe it's just not on the UK website and I'm mistaken. Okay, now this one, what I'm going to do with this one, I want to start adding a bit of red for the alpha. Just we'll add that one last. What I'll do is I'll just put that there, put that paint on my palette, ready to make the alpha become the alpha of the pack. But I'll still add some green to him, but I want to add some red as well, just to take him out from the crowd, just to show the other boys in the pack who's the boss, you know. Yeah, I got the idea. What I'll do is I will use the red for his second dry brush instead of the lighter green on this one, so he'll get a real nice change of colour compared to the other ones, but not too intense, but enough that you know he's the badass of the group. I'm looking forward to our game on Sunday. Now that my PC is all working correctly, I can start playing my online Dungeons and Dragons games again, because I couldn't do my show last week. I couldn't join my game last week because my cameras weren't working, my sound wasn't working. Oh, nightmare. Okay, keep on changing my tissue here, and that's just for me so I can go onto a lighter shade onto these. Now it's a much lighter dry brush on top, and just going onto the top surfaces of the Raptors, and leaving little streaks going down actually works quite well when you're doing this type of thing. It actually works well as a skin. So you've got a couple of different shades there already. You've got the brown, you've got the green, and the lighter green, and that's really all you need to do to bring out a nice little tone for these little beasties. Because what's going to happen now is once I've got this last little dry brush on, I'm going to cover the whole of the Raptor with brown ink wash, and that will bring out all the details, and it will also give us all the tone we need. But I'll do that in a minute. Now I got my radiators on full blast tonight, so what I'm hoping to do is I can add the ink wash. I'll put one on the radiator, go to the next one, put it on the radiator, and so, and then we should be able to get all our miniatures done in one nice little sit-in, and I don't have to wait for the ink to dry tonight. Hi Josh, hope you're okay. I really enjoyed your YouTube video. It was very, very heartwarming. Very nice. And you got my support, whatever you do, Josh. Okay? Whatever you do, I'm here for you. If he's awake. Oh, he's still there. It's very it's either very early or very late in Australia, isn't it? Australia or New Zealand? Australia. Yeah, Australia. See, these look fab already. I like these. They're great. Right, okay, that's that. What I'm going to do is I'm going straight onto that red that I was talking about. It was this one I picked for the alpha, wasn't it? Or was it this one? I can't remember which one I picked now. I'm going into the red anyway. What I'm just trying to do is just add a different colour variation to just one, so it stands out as the alpha of the group. So what we're just going to do is add some red. Just to the back of this one, just so it blends in a little bit better. That looks great. I think I need to make that a little bit lighter. It's a little bit too... what am I going to do? Where's my white? Here's some white. Let's get it a little bit brighter. There we are, that's better. Let's just get this a little bit lighter there. There we are, that's better. That gives a little bit more. Perfect. Yep. There we are. So that gives us a little variation for our alpha at the front of the pack there. Okay, let's get these brushes washed. Now, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add that brown ink wash, and that'll just bring out all the different recesses and everything of these miniatures. But what I do, and I think everybody knows this now, when I add my ink wash, I remove the ink wash at the same time, so it saves a lot of time on extra painting. So what I'm going to do is I am going to use my little, I got black in this one. This is my little ink wash holder made by Scottish Andy. Absolutely fantastic. I keep on thanking him every time I use it because it's awesome and he deserves it. So anyway, brown ink wash. This is from Games Workshop. It's my go-to one because it comes in big pots. It doesn't really matter which one you use. You can go with Reaper Miniatures, Army Painter. All the ink washes are roughly the same. For adding the ink wash, I am just going to use a monster brush by Army Painter, and what we're going to do is just add the ink wash straight over the whole of the Raptor, and that'll go into all the recesses, and all those colours that I've just added, they'll blend in together and it will look fantastic. And like I say, I got my radiator on today, so I can quickly dry these miniatures. Now, what I do now is I use cotton buds. I don't know what they're called in all the different countries, but I use them I stick them in my ear and all sorts of things, you know. But what I'm going to do is just take the excess ink off the highest raised areas, like on the muscles on the arms, a little bit off the top of the head there, just around the eyes a little bit, maybe a tiny bit of the tail. You don't need a lot with these minis. And just on the tops of the shoulders here, the shoulders of the dinosaur, and mainly just the highest raised areas. And what also, this is using these cotton buds. They're fantastic if you get pooling of your ink wash. Like on the bottom here, you can just remove it quickly and it's gone. And your miniature is ready. And we'll let that dry now, and then we'll come back to that one. Right. Right then, again, straight on with the brown. What we'll be doing is, once everything's dry, of course, then I'll paint in the eyes and I'll paint in the teeth. But what happens is, because we've added this lovely ink wash, that's giving us our shading around the eye instantly. So all we need to do is add some white. I'll be adding some yellow ink wash on top of that white for the eye, and that'll give us a nice bright eye, and then a little slit for the pupil, and it will look fantastic. The teeth will be done with skeleton bone. Inside the mouth will be pink. It's a very, very simple miniature to paint, but they look fantastic once they're done. I've painted quite a few of the metal raptors from Reaper. I've also painted a lot of the old Reaper metal miniatures that were the dinosaurs. I painted the Tyrannosaurus Rex, I think it was. Yeah, Triceratops. I got the packaging stuck to my wall behind me. Yes, I did quite a few, and I know quite a few of my patrons love the old dinosaurs. I know Corey's a big fan. Tim Fox is a huge fan of dinosaurs. These are actually for Tim Fox, by the way. I don't think Tim watches my channel, but if he does, then these are for you, Tim. I think if you can get a nice little pack of dinosaurs done in about an hour, 2 hours, you've got yourself a nice little painting session, and you know you feel like you've really done well to get the little pack done in time. Okay, I'm sticking the brush in my mouth and I don't care what you all say. Oh, sorry, Josh. Yes, these are Bones Black miniatures from the Reaper Bones Black range, of course, and they come in a set of 5, and they're about £12 or £12 for the 5, which is a good price for the 5 miniatures. I mean, they're also a good size. There we are for C4 scale for size for you there. I mean, they're a very nice sculpt. I mean, if you're a Jurassic Park fan, or any type of fan of dinosaurs, then I think you'll enjoy painting these or having them on your dioramas or anything else you want to do with them. Okay, back to the alpha. Whee. There we go. Hello, Mighty Lads of Games. Hope you're all okay. Thank you for popping in. Thank you everybody for popping in and saying hello. I know life is crazy and there's 10 million Twitch streams to watch. I know Reaper have a big giveaway. Is it tonight or is it later tonight? Reaper Miniatures have their 100th anniversary show. I think it's tonight, or is it? Or have I missed it? It is tonight, yeah. I thought it was. The biggest trouble I have is when they have the show later at night. I normally get tucked up in bed, you know. It depends which time it is. Okay, so let's go back and make our leaves, because we'll leave those dry. So while they're drying, I can crack on with these leaves. Now, like I said, this is what I bought from Mighty Lancer Games. This is one of the Greenstuff World leaf cutters. Now this one is a fern, which I think will look great for a dinosaur base. So as you can see, I've got the light side and I painted the dark side just on this. This is just ordinary printing paper. So what I'm going to do is start getting the little, there we go, the leaves out. See how many we can get out of this. Oh. Yeah, well, that's come out fab. Oh, excellent. Right, okay. Okay, let's see if we can see how many we can get out of this little bit of paper. You'll have to excuse me, I'm farting around here. There you go. There we go. I got big stodgy fingers, so I'm trying to find the right. There we go. Awesome. Right, okay. Right. Okay, let's get my little tweezers so I can show you. La, 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 la. Where's my tweezers? There you go. Okay, so I don't know if you can see this on the channel well. But what I showed you about the thin paper, and if you do it, if you add that water to the paper, if you add the water to the paint and then add it to that printer paper, what happens is the pigments of the paint will soak through that paper. So what we got here is we got our green leaf with a light side to the green leaf, and we've got the dark side to the green leaf on the bottom there. I don't know if you can see that well. Now, because we've let that water soak into that paper, we've got none of that horrible edging going around the leaf. Because on some card, if you punch out card, even though you've got printed on both sides, you've got that horrible white line going around. So if you let the water soak into that paper with your paint on it, then you've got no problems, and it'll come out and it'll come out like this. A perfect little lovely leaves. So we can add them, we can add these to our bases. What I'm going to be doing is we'll have the bright side facing upwards and the dark side will be the bottom of our leaves. And of course I'm going to need a lot more, so what I'm going to show you is kind of one. So what I'm going to do is just put those together there like so. So we could probably have 3 together, maybe to make a fern. I'm not sure I'm going to stick these to the base, it'll be super glue probably. But we'll move these over here. And let's go back to one of our raptors and see how they're getting on. It shouldn't take long to dry with the radiators on full blast. There we are. So our ink wash has dried on the Raptor, and that looks absolutely fab. So I am going to see what the rest are like, and well, 2 are dry. So let's go and make a start on the eyes then. What time are we on? 1:30. Fantastic. Okay, so we need some white. Just grab some white. Did someone mention cookies? Hello, Muse's Touch. Are you in work? You're always in work. Every time I do a show, you're in work. Okay, for the eyes of our raptors, we're just going with our basic white. And all I'm going to do is fill in those big eyes. Now, because we added that, because we added the brown ink wash, we've already got a shading going around the eye, and that is also a great way to be a guide. So you can follow that ink wash around, and your eyes are done. So we'll do that with this one too. And as you can see, I'm using both my hands. When I get to doing steady work, I'm using both my hands to steady myself with the brush. It's just it'll come natural to everybody who paints miniatures. You won't even know you're doing it, but it is one of the most important things that you will find in your arsenal of painting, and that is your hands, using them to work together to keep yourself steady. Oh, these are drying fab. This is great. Okay, let's get all these little eyeballs in. Okay. What the? Okay, I'm going back to painting. I'm not looking. You wouldn't think these people are my best friends in chat, would you? Okay, that's another eye done. And the last one. Let's get this eyes all done. Well, I'm going to have to put this one back on the radiator because his back is still a bit... there we are. His back is still a bit wet. But that's not a problem because we can carry on with the other ones. Good boy, Josh. Good boy. Right, okay, let's carry on. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to quickly dry brush the bases of these miniatures, and for that we are going on to our greens again. Like I say, very simple paint today because we're using all the colours of the woods and the jungle, so we're just going for greens, really, greens and browns. I'm going to just mix those together. Let's get my olive out. Let's get my olive out. There we go. Yeah, what we're going to do is just quickly go over the bases here. Just a slight flick over the gravel, just to bring out a little bit of the green. I mean, if you look at any fields or anywhere, I mean, you have the brown earth underneath of anything, and then you have the grass on top, so you'll always get a brown underneath. So having a base coat of brown for any earth type miniatures works really well, because you've got something to work from, and it makes it really fast and easy to get your miniatures all painted up. Now I am going to be adding some special flocking to these bases in a minute, and that again is from Greenstuff World. There we are. Let's see if we can add for this last one. Now for the eyes, I'm going to be using this fantastic contrast paint, and it's the yellow contrast paint, and ever since I've started using it, it's kind of become one of my go-to ink washes or paints in my arsenal, because it's just perfect for fire, eyes, lanterns, windows, all sorts of things. It's a two-tone type of, in a way, a glaze, where you've got a very bright yellow going into a nice orange in the recesses, so it gives a natural shade for like windows and fire. It's absolutely fantastic. Hello, Renegade Shank. How's my little Elmo? Elmo? Is it Elmo or Emo? Elmo probably, isn't it? Right, let's get these little eyeballs done quickly while I'm here. So you can see I'm flying through these little miniatures today. So we can add the eyes now and get that ink wash on the eyes. So we'll get that mixed up. Oh dear me. Okie dokie. Right, eyeballs. I'm just adding this beautiful contrast paint. Oh, I was adding it until my lid popped down. Stay up, stay up. There you go. Very simply, we're just going over the. Oh, actually, I've got a bit of tissue on the end of the brush there. There we go. Try that again. So we're just going over the whites, and that gives a beautiful yellow glow to our Raptor's eyes. And to just finish off the Raptor's eyes, all we're doing is we'll add a streak of black down the center of the eye, like a snake's eye. So that's what we're looking for, a snake's eye. So you've got that nice. Thank you. Do you know, I'm getting my glasses. I'm getting my new glasses. Hopefully in the next few days. I can't actually read half a chat because I can't actually see. I know Michelle got her glasses. What, last week you got your glasses, Michelle? You can actually see again. There we go. These are looking absolutely fab. I'm really happy with these so far. Just for a quick paint, I think we are doing a fab job. there. So all the little eyes have had the little ink wash. And that takes seconds to dry in this heat because, like I say, I've got the radiators on. Am I gonna get really freaked out later when I read chat? I hope not. Okay, let's move on. Just remember, this is a family show. It is at an early hour, so it's not a late type one. So even though it's an 18 plus, we still got kids watching. Right. Oh, but let me show you what I'm doing here. This is the Terrain series by Greenstuff World. This is tree bush, Josh, and dark green. So this will make a fantastic bush effect to our miniatures. So again, very simply, all I'm going to do is I am going to get some of, this is just PVA glue. And all I'm going to do is add some PVA glue to the base, and we're going to start sticking all these lovely little ferns onto the base, and this very nice foam effect. It really is nice. You can use it for trees, bushes, all sorts of stuff, but it also makes really nice undergrowth. Again, this is from Mighty Lancer Games, and I will self-promote myself and Mighty Lancer Games again and say, if you become my patron, you get 10% off all products from Mighty Lancer Games, which is fantastic. Okie dokie, I need a manky old brush. There we go. So I'm just using an old brush. We got our little Raptor, and all I'm going to do is I'm just going to dot around the base with my PVA glue where I'd like my little terrain effect to go. Just like so. And once these are in, I can use those ferns. I can use this foam as a support for these little ferns, and that'll work really well too. How am I finding the Greenstuff World basin? Yeah, absolutely fantastic. That's what I'm using now. I've been using. I got the ferns. I've been using all the different basin materials. I have to say they were on my top of my list so far for the different companies that do all the different terrain, sand and all the other flocking. Absolutely fantastic. Totally recommended. I mean, I've used all the different companies, but so far this has been absolutely spot on. Got some nice dark colours. I like to use the I like to use the dark colours for my miniatures. You can get some very light terrain effects, but I do like to have a more darker effect. If I have light, I will mix them with the darker terrain pieces just to make them a bit more shadow. So what I'm doing, I just add in my PVA glue to each one of these little dinosaurs. A bit more on this one. There we go. Now the PVA glue I'm using is just your basic Craft World bottles of PVA glue. You know, you get them for the kids. You get for the paper mache and all that type of stuff. It's just your ordinary craft glue, very cheap, a couple of pounds. And this is the one here. It's just your create and play PVA glue. You don't need a super expensive type of PVA glue for doing your miniatures. No, I haven't tried that one, Josh. No, I haven't tried that one. I'll have to take a look, and I'm sure Mighty Lancer Games will have a look as well, because they love all the terrain pieces and things. Okay, so what we need now is another blister pack. Now, with all the miniatures we collect, I use my blister packs for everything. I use them for putting base materials in, for glue, for sand, mixing snow. So when you buy your Reaper miniatures or any miniature, just remember, if you want to look after the environment and do things that makes you feel a little bit better, try reusing everything that you get before you chuck it out. I mean, I just use these and I put my little dinosaur in there, and then I can just go like this, and I just cover my dinosaur with the flocking. So you got your little instant flocking or basing tray. You just tap it off and you're done. Same again, put your little dino in. You could call it a dino bath. A dino bath. So we're just adding our little bit of flocking to the base there. Take it out, give it a little tap underneath, get rid of the excess, and away he goes. Same again. There he goes. Now, you can do this method for all your miniatures. If you're adding grass, flocking, whatever, just use your little tub. It's a great way of not making a mess. So you just add in all your bits into the tub here instead of all over the floor, all over the kitchen table or wherever. It keeps it nice and neat. And with the PVA glue as well, PVA glue dries clear, so even though it looks white now, once that's fully dry it'll go crystal clear and you will not see anything. Okay then, so there we are. Okay, I'm going to just put that there for now, and I'm going to put my lid back on this one. Let's see if we can add a couple of ferns, shall we? Right then. Now, as that is still dry, it's still wet, the PVA glue, what I'm going to try and do here is, I don't know if you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to try and add a few ferns here and there, just over the base. And what we can do is we can stick them into that PVA glue. We just push it in with our, there we are. We just push it in with our tweezers, and we just add one or two here and there. I mean, once that PVA dries, that little fern won't be going anywhere. And we'll add one more. Now, I haven't made enough to do all of them, so I'll have to do that later, but I just wanted to give you an idea of what you can do to your base to make it look kind of, to go with the dinosaur theme with the ferns and stuff. And it's a great little way to just add a little few. Let's see if I can get you a closer little peek. There we are. So your base, roughly, you got your little ferns going around the base, and your grass, and your little dinosaur. And simple as that. All we got to do now is add those eyes and paint around the base, which I'll do now, and they will be perfect to be put into a game. Okay, so what we need now is some black. I better put that focus back. Yes, this is the little punch from Greenstuff World, Ash Richards. You can get that from Mighty Lance Games. When I first got this, I wasn't too sure about it. Because I tried it on quite a thick bit of card and I couldn't get through. So after trying with thinner and thinner paper, I found that the best paper to use is printer paper. So if you get, you get that cheap printer paper that's ultra thin. Like I say, if you paint the printer paper, this will work perfect for your needs. And as you can see, it's done a fab job. Yes, I don't think they do the leaves pre-done, but I don't think they sell these little. Mighty Lance Games will be the people to ask that question to. Okay, for the eyes. Now I'm going to lick my brush now, and it's going to upset people. So I've just given a point to my brush, and I don't care what you think. It's my show. If I want to lick my brushes, I will. Right, for the eye, for the dinosaur, very, very simple. We're going to the middle of the eye, and we are pulling down from the eye, and we're only going halfway down. Halfway down the eye. Just a line going halfway down, not fully to the bottom, and that gives you a perfect little dino eye. And again, get to the top middle of the eye, and all you're doing is pulling down from the top halfway to the center of the eye, just like so. I'll zoom in again so you can see. Let's see if we can get some more focus there. Can you see that? There you go. That's your eye. All you've done is a black. All you do is you go to the center of the eye, add the black, and pull down to the middle of the eye, and that gives you a lovely looking eye effect for your dinosaur. Perfect. And I shall do that for the rest of the eyes. I will do the rim of the base, and apart from the teeth, we are done. Very simple, very nice paint, and it's been very, very enjoyable painting these tonight. There we are, straight down. Adding that yellow ink wash underneath the eye, adding it onto the white, that really makes the dinosaur eyes stand out much more, and it looks a lot better. If you did these dinosaur eyes with a white background, they look too cartoony, a little bit too cartoony. So giving them a yellow background, I find just sets them off lovely, and they look fab. Okay, let's have a look at this one. What we'll do is I shall add the eyes like so, and what we'll do is I'll add some more ferns, and we'll finish on the alpha, and I'll show you the finished alpha. So we go back to my ferns, and again all I'm doing is the PVA glue is still wet, so it's very simple. I can add these ferns while the glue is wet, and they will stay in place, and once the PVA glue is dried, they won't be going anywhere. And there we are. Okay, let me show you the finished alpha. Very, very simple and a fantastic little paint. There you go. And that's just a very simple tabletop miniature ready to rock and roll in your games. So there we are. I hope you enjoyed this little show tonight. I had a blast painting them. I really had good fun. I'm going to paint off the rims of these, and I'll add some more ferns, and I'll also paint in the teeth, and that'll be them all done. But other than that, there we are. There are 5 raptors done in an hour. Awesome stuff. And that's how you paint your raptors for your games. Oh, and it would help if I was in focus. I haven't been out of focus in the whole show, have I? Has everybody been able to see everything right for the show? Thank you, Philip. Thank you, everybody. Oh, you're all lovely. Thank you. God, for a minute there, I saw it was blurry. I was like, oh no, because I haven't got my new glasses. I was like, oh my god, no. Can you imagine that? Get to the end of the show and it's all been just a blur. Oh dear. Anyway, there we are. Absolutely fantastic. Thank you all so much for popping in and seeing what I've been up to tonight. Yes, I will be popping on to Conan later, Michelle. I will see you in Conan. Loads and loads and loads of love to every single one of you. And thank you again. And I will see you on... What day is it? I'll see you on Sunday. I'll see you on Sunday when I'll be back painting my WizKids miniatures. Hello, Wandering Deaf. Oh, it's so nice of you to pop in and say goodbye. Wandering Deaf, by the way, is a sponsor of mine for Modular Realms. Modular Realms is the company that does all the metallic magnetic interlocking videos that I do. So she's away. Take care. I'll see everybody later. Good night for now.